the store for you while you were gone.
Give me the key.
Frankie! It's been a long time.
Yeah. 3,149 nights. I didn't bother to count the days.
You haven't changed much, Frankie. A little thin, maybe.
Dropped about 10 square miles.
After all, half a city is better than nothing.
Especially when you start with nothing. There's something I learned in stir. Don't excite the police. What's yours is yours, mine is mine, half and half. Plenty for everybody.
A map of the city. Anything else?
Nothing.
Live and let live, huh, Frankie?
Sure.
Live and let live.
I didn't say how long, did I?
I want to know every move they make. It's a powder keg. They'll turn the city into a battlefield.
We got on the grape. They made a deal.
Conover and Farrell? That's only the lull before the storm. It was a little before your time, Dave. But 10 years ago, Mike Conover worked for Frankie. He was a good pupil. While the teacher was gone, Mike took half his apple.
Well, how did Frankie manage to hold on to half of the city while he was in prison?
Oh, cell conferences and a coaxial cable of crooks.
Look, Chief, we can put the pressure on both mobs. Keep picking them apart piecemeal.
No good. I want them all. Bust them in some big action so I can put the pressure on both crowds. Get rid of them.
What's the move?
Nothing. We wait. There's a man out there working at being a hood. Only he's not a hood, he's a police officer undercover. I'm going to give you a physical description of him, Dave, because he's got his life on the line. And I want you to help him with the odds.
Which gang's he trying to infiltrate?
Both.
Frankie Farrell's city is in the southern part of the state. 400,000 hard-moving Americans in a complex of industry and achievement, with a typical American byproduct, apathy toward the men who run their gutters. There were headlines about Frankie, but there were more important things to look at. The police watched and waited for the city to explode in gang war. The people went to ball games. Me, I got a job as a trucker at Frankie Farrell's produce center. Asparagus was the front, but alcohol ran up the real grosses. Alcohol without a government seal or inspection. A trucker never knew what he was hauling, but the checker did. This was a key job. I wanted in with Frankie's crowd, so I waited for a day when Frankie showed. I got an idea that'll save you money. You lower those tailboards, you get 15% more loading room.
If it rains, the stuff gets spoiled. Back to work.
I'll use the tarps.
Who asked you? Get back to your truck.
You're more stupid than I thought.
You pay for your muscle. Move them.
Telling you how to save money. Cut down on time.
I don't like it.
You don't listen. And you hit me when I wasn't looking.
Are you looking now?
Yeah.
What's the matter? What's the trouble? You know we haven't got any time to play. Take him to the hospital. You're kind of a wise guy, huh? You know you put my checker out of commission?
Yeah, get a new one.
I just did. Can you write?
Yeah, and I can count, too. I want more dough.
We'll talk about it.
The talk better be good. All I work for is money. Now that I was Frankie's checker, I knew that Mike Conover would try to contact me. So I went where I could be easily found and waited for Conover's envoy. I wondered what she'd look like.
You've been coming in here for 2 weeks now. First time I ever see you play it solo. You losing your touch with the dames?
Oh, I won't be alone long.
Well, nobody's asked for you.
What do you want to bet? Any minute a dame will come in and she'll be a knockout. It'll be interesting to see her approach.
You're talking in riddles.
What do you want to bet? She'll be a blonde or a brunette?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but if I was betting, I'd say blonde. What do you have, martini?
2 martinis.
So you're real sure of yourself, aren't you?
It's just that I did something this afternoon that brings on the girls. Oh, you'd have won, Steve. She's a blonde.
You sure you never met her before?
And she never met me.
I'm so sorry I'm late, Bob.
Bob couldn't make it. Could he, Steve?
I don't even know, Bob.
Neither does she. Oh, you drink martinis?
Why, yes.
Good. Now, what do we drink to?
You seem to be so many steps ahead, you tell me.
To good old Bob.
Wherever he may be. You come here often?
It's my liquid home.
Well, since we're drinking together, I'm Madge Martin.
Well, consider us introduced. He must be in a hurry.
Who?
Mike Conover. Look, let's stop playing games, huh? We both know he sent you.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how did you figure it out?
On my Ouija board. Let's go.
You're cute.
Go buy yourself a drink.
It's been nice.
Hasn't it?
Sit down.
I'll stand.
He doesn't know who I am.
Oh, I've seen your pictures. I'll stand.
Got a new job today, huh?
So?
You put one of my men out of commission, the checker.
But he was on Frankie's payroll.
So? I gotta know which truck the Alky goes on.
Keep it spinning.
You get a salary. I'll match it with another salary.
2 salaries.
That's right. 1 and 1 is 2.
That's wrong. From you, I get 2 salaries. 1 and 2 is 3.
Hey, you got a lot of mouth. Let me handle it, Mike.
Yeah, let him handle me, Mike.
Oh, knock it off. You got a deal.
You're the highest bidder. I'll make duplicates of the hot truck routes. You make duplicates of the money I get.
When you work undercover, you have to play both ends and hope you don't get caught in the middle. Now that I was on Mike Conover's payroll, my next move was to arouse Frankie Farrell's curiosity. I figured a flashy car would help raise his eyebrows. He'd know I couldn't afford it on the salary he was paying me. And he'd begin to wonder where the extra money was coming from.
What's with him? That's a lot of bright iron he's willing. You should see the dough he carries and spends. Since when? Since he became the checker?
Frankie still hadn't moved, so I put the show on the road. I knew Frankie's taste, so I picked a couple of numbers. Flashy, no brain, anything for a laugh.
Let him go. Who's looking at him?
The 3 best things in life. Hell, hi, boss. Girls, meet my boss, Frankie Farrell. Sue, Martha.
So, Martha.
Now, somebody better introduce us. I haven't met him either.
You, expecting someone?
No, move right in, boss. I always carry a spare for emergencies. What are you drinking?
The same as you.
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
When I drink, I talk. When I want to talk, I drink behind closed doors.
You got much you don't say, kid?
Enough.
I got nothing to hide. Everybody knows Frankie, so I'll do the drinking. And the buying. The night's on me. We launch it like a ship, huh? Keep it floating. Huh?
Frankie took us out on the town. To look at him, you'd think he was a visiting fireman out for a ball. He played it big for the two dames, but all the time he was sizing me up. Once he made up his mind, he'd make his move, and I'd make mine. Frankie had made up his mind. He took us to one of his gambling joints. If my scheme worked, I'd walk out of here a pal of Frankie's.
It's a little place of mine for some re-election. You like to gamble? Huh?
Money, matches, and chalk.
Did you ever win?
It can happen.
Come on, baby.
Wait a minute. You know, you gotta give before you get.
Oh, he's superstitious.
Yeah, call it what you want. It works.
Oh, the point is 8. The point is 8.
All right, let's throw that 8. Come on, baby. Let's get that 8 going there.
Way down, put on the 8.
Here we go.
7 to loser. 7 to loser. 7 to loser. Next
All
shooter
right,
coming
baby.
out.
All right, 500.
Covered. New shooter coming out.
Okay, baby. 7-11. Let's go.
11, the winner.
How about that, huh?
Oh, come on.
You cooled him, baby. Pass the dice.
Oh, real superstitious, eh?
New shooter coming out, please.
Yeah, when the ice sets in, I got patience.
Yeah, have fun. I want to talk to the kid.
Little lady in the corner coming out, please. New shooter.
Hey, sit down. I like your stuff. Got class. Something going for you upstairs.
Yeah, thanks, boss.
What's your background? You on the run from the East?
I shook loose. No pictures on the wall, if that's what you mean.
Well, I run a big business. I don't want the cops dropping in to pick somebody up or anything else they can grab.
Oh, I'm clean.
There's something else. How come you throw around so much money on the pay I give you?
Very simple. I work nights. For Mike Conover.
You gotta be kidding.
The checker I took out belonged to Conover's crowd. That's when they made a deal with me. I'm getting 1 salary from you, 2 from them.
You know what you tell me, you could end up a corpse.
Yeah, you're too smart for that. Or I wouldn't be telling you.
All right, what's your angle?
You're a big man. You used to own this whole town. It just doesn't figure that you'd let a chiseler like Conover get away with keeping half of this town.
You throw it good, Clem. Keep going.
Conover plans on lifting your alky trucks. Yeah, I'll tell you when. Let him get away with it. Keep throwing Conover a bone. The last bone will have a bomb in it.
Hey, what's all this gonna cost me?
You've got to give to get.
Hey, don't worry. I take care of you. You know, you're right. I'm gonna get me back my city.
Minus a couple of neighborhoods for me.
Hey, don't nickel yourself into a dime. I'll make a big man out of you. You know, with your kind of looks, I might even run you for mayor.
An alky truck got hijacked. One of Frankie's gambling joints was hit just as the money moved in. Where the protection money to Frankie was heavy, a couple of stores got their eyes blown out. Mike Conover waited for the gang war to begin, but it didn't. Frankie just sat back and took his losses. The alcohol trucks left the warehouse right on schedule, and a couple more were hijacked. And still no move from Frankie. I had a feeling that Frankie was planning something big. Something he wasn't letting me know about, or anybody else. There was an awful lot cooking behind those beady black eyes. And if Mike Conover wasn't getting worried, he was getting curious. This wasn't the Frankie Farrell he knew. He wanted to know why.
Hi. How's Frankie taking it?
No, he's doing a lot of yelling, mostly about what he's going to do to you.
How come he doesn't do it?
Big one, 3 trucks.
Had to step up deliveries to make up for the losses.
I don't like it. It's too easy. All Frankie's misery started since you moved up. How come he doesn't tie it in?
Can't think he's gone soft. His guts are still in stir. Only the shell came back.
I told you, Mike. Right from the start, I told you. When he comes out of stir and doesn't come out swinging, I knew we had him.
Could be. Maybe this is time for the big one.
Hell, give me my dough. I got to get back to Frankie.
I'm going to make Frankie an offer to buy him out. Let me know how it sits.
It's gonna take a lot of money.
The way we're gonna handle it? Not a quarter. Keep in touch. How do you figure him, Clip?
Sometimes I like to shove a gun down his throat and empty it. But you can't argue with success.
Mike made his offer to buy out Frankie. And Frankie pretended he was interested. Two rats bargaining for a city, as if it belonged to them. Me, I was still playing both ends against the middle. And the showdown was drawing close. The tightrope was twisting and turning.
We're gonna have a meeting. Everybody will be here. Just a friendly meeting to negotiate a deal. Maybe my men want to throw in with Mike. Only I don't think so. He ain't gonna come out of this meeting. Neither will his men. Go ahead. You wearing a gun?
That's right.
This was an old cold storage room. That's what it's gonna be again.
How are you gonna get the guns through the door?
There's an old vegetable chute. It'll be filled with guns once the meeting starts. Did I miss anything?
Just the coffins.
Oh, they get shipped out as vegetables. Don't send flowers, just asparagus.
Everything set?
All set.
I can't wait to see Frankie's face when we show him our guns.
You can't get guns through the door.
I know it.
What's the move?
I haven't figured it out yet. The only thing I know is that we know more than Frankie, and that's the difference between living and dying.
Who's setting the time for the meet?
Frankie. He's getting cagey. I like him cagey. Keeps him thinking about all the wrong things. You just see that they all get there. We'll handle their exits.
Before a killing, you can almost hear the nerve ends twitch. Inside, there's a screaming rising up against the tension. Even though Frankie and his boys felt that they had this one made, Death was the getaway man, and he didn't care who he bagged. Frankie kept the time of the meeting to himself, or maybe he made it up at the last minute. I knew when he reached for that phone, the big kill would be underway. He dialed a number. He knew who would be waiting at the other end.
Mike?
Yeah.
30 minutes from now. We meet at the side entrance and go in together. You ain't there, the meeting's off.
He'd be there. We'd all be there at 3:30. The only trouble was, I wouldn't be out of Frankie's sight for a second.
Luck.
Well, the way things are going now, who needs it?
The meeting was set up at Frankie's warehouse, and both crowds had their arrival clocked right to the minute. Nobody trusted anybody. Then they marched in. A funeral march. Because at the other end, there could be a mass execution.
What's it worth?
Like I told you, $1 million cash, small bill.
Nice figure to start with. Keep going.
Mr. Farrell! Mr. Farrell!
Got a special delivery for Mr. Farrell.
dirty double-crossing. No good.
Up against the wall, all of you. Face it. Put your hands against it.
Hey, listen. We came to talk. Here, Mike.
Sure. Like the guns in that chute, huh?
All right. How much is going to cost? Give me the city. Anything you want. What, man?
You got nothing to give, Frankie. You're a dead man. Now get up against the wall and get comfortable.
Move!
5 men, set up for a turkey shoot. Homicide didn't move fast. Frankie and his hoods were going to take on a lot of lead. There wasn't going to be any more stalling. This was the end of the line. Now.
You know, I never did quite figure you. I keep thinking you're okay. And I wake up in the middle of the night thinking you're not. Maybe I'm going to be sorry for this later. But I just can't have any more doubts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're a double-crosser. I'm just saying I don't know. So you get over against the wall, too.
Oh?
Move. Somehow it makes it better.
Somehow it makes it better.
Oh, great. When Mike started to back away from me, I felt a cold draft, like someone suddenly opened a grave. Before, I'd been worried about 5 men. Now I was worrying about the 6th. Me. It was the one switch I hadn't figured on. I knew I only had seconds to live. I could feel that iron tearing into my back. The boys from Homicide opened up with tear gas. The police were ready for a battle, but it wasn't necessary. The lions went out like lambs. All the hoods were in the bag, and 1 man got away. Me.
Alcohol grab will take care of Frankie and his boys for quite a few years.
Well, can we get the limit on the Conover crowd on attempted murder?
Not to mention the possession of guns and the use of them in resisting arrest.
The DA is going for the jackpot.
Well, there's one thing I can't figure, Samuels. How did the undercover man get word to you on the time of the gang's meeting?
Oh, the plan was simple enough. He established this superstitious giveaway bit.
Never passed up a handout, except once.
And when he missed that payment, it was the signal to move in.
Close figuring, but we met the boat.
Okay, that's clear. But who's the undercover man?
Well, that's something we'll probably never know. Who he is or where he is.
Well, luck to him out there.
He'll need it.
The city is quiet. The people think they're safe because their doors are locked. But there are other Frankie Farrells and Mike Conovers waiting to spring out. When you're a policeman assigned undercover, the city is a lonely place. And the bigger the city, the lonelier it gets. If anybody remembers my face, I move on. That's the way I have to play it. I keep dreaming about a bullet in the back. I only hope it stays a dream while I walk the tightrope.